to another 2.5 stars. I'm joined by
Jason?
And Kelly, or not Kelly,
Eric. You know that you're half dwarf, right?
I think
What if I'm
Eric,
the Brad Pitt of dwarf kind?
Kelly, his wife, fucked it a lot.
What's up, guys? It's Steve. I had hair when I was younger.
Like, watch this, guys. I'm gonna totally make them do it. Oh!
What's up, guys? It's Steve with App Gaming, and welcome back to another 2.5 stars. I am joined by
Eric?
Kelly.
Eric.
Eric's like, wait a minute.
Wow.
What the fuck
Wait a
you
minute,
doing?
I'm Eric? Oh, fuck.
You are
Yeah, I
the
was
Eric
like-
Anderson. Alright.
Yeah, I know. How could you forget that when you're the one?
You guys
Um,
are just jealous that you didn't have a cool catchphrase like that. All right, that was my best one yet.
Good deal. This week we watched Office Space, directed and written by Mike Judge, starring Ron Livingston, Jennifer Aniston, and David Herman. IMDb synopsis: 3 company workers who hate their jobs decide to rebel against their greedy boss. So what'd you guys think?
So a lot of the parodies that I've seen on my TVs apparently come from Office Space, and I did not realize that this is where they come from.
Like Ricky's, like your copier thing.
Yeah, so like the copy machine there, the dude with the glasses,
Yeah.
yeah,
Milton.
that thing there. Okay,
That guy.
okay, look, well,
I've
I
seen
don't.
the yeah
Okay,
thing
look,
a whole bunch.
I don't know why I thought this, because it's completely fucking wrong. But I could have sworn the whole I'm just gonna need you to do. I could have sworn that came from fucking To Catch a Predator, and I don't know why.
I think that one's just have a seat, isn't it?
I
Have a
think
seat?
it was, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I thought that was from To Catch a Predator, and apparently it's not.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna ask
Yeah.
you to
Yeah, I'm gonna ask
Not
you to
bring those
not
further.
come over here and try to, fuck with little kids. Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, that's obviously not To Catch a Predator. But yeah, I thought it was. And now I realize it's from Office Space. And now I know.
Da-da-da-da.
That's the
Exactly.
scariest thing Ricky's ever said on this
I know.
program.
It's just, I just,
Are you
Just-
fucking kidding me?
Well,
No.
maybe because of the way Chris Hansen comes in, he's just like he almost like skates in. He's like,
yeah, that's
First
kind of
try,
like, yeah, exactly.
"Hi,"
exactly,
Maybe it's just
exactly.
a-
Like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here?
yeah.
Huh?
I don't
It's like,
think
bro-
I've ever
bro,
seen
like,
that show.
You
yeah,
haven't,
I know.
because you would know and you would understand, because it's Chris Hansen had a way, and like, oh, they caught him.
Yeah, he did. He did. And
And
I believe
seen,
they had
like,
a.
a part of one episode, and they just caught some Indian guy, and the Indian guy's like, "Hey, this is what we do," and I'm like, "Whoa, holy shit, he's being racist." And that
I
was it.
like the oh, this is so stupid. But like the older, obviously like female, she's like in her 30s, and she has like this short little haircut, and she's like, "Hey, yeah, you want to bring over some Smirnoff Ice and some brownies? I mean brownies, or
Are
something like
you
that."
serious?
Yeah, she would like change her voice, and she's wearing all these cool kid clothes, and
Hello, fellow kids.
Hello, fellow kids. I'm
Dark
definitely
hair.
a teenager. No need to be suspicious on that.
That's just
He
makes me
sounds
think
kind of
about
like the bug from Men in Black a little bit
He
there.
does.
oh yeah,
Sugar and water.
Do you want some sugar?
It's just like, Jesus.
The fucking the police officer in South Park doing his stings. Yeah,
All right, I have
this-
some
this
questions.
Fucking
I gotta
Okay.
find out.
yeah.
is all right.
Yeah.
He
Just-
goes
yeah.
to the thing. He goes to the thing and he gets hypnotized.
Uh-huh.
You
Mhm.
guys feel like he did? Does everybody feel like he did before the hypnotism? Is that how you guys like go through life?
What do you mean? Like just kind of fucking ready to just fucking
He hates stuff. He just does a whole bunch of crap he doesn't want to do all the time.
I mean,
that?
I figured that was
like
just
going
life.
to work. Yeah. I don't
Figured that
like
was just
doing it.
life. You
I don't
know?
ever want to do that, but I
All
have to
right.
do that because I have to pay bills.
I have a confession to make. Right after he's hypnotized, that's pretty much how I feel all the time.
Well, must be
So
nice.
Kelly,
Nothing bothers me.
so Kelly, when did you hire the hypnotist, and who was it? Because I'm kind of interested in figuring that out.
No. Was I the hypnotist? One of my many trades? No.
Yeah, when you've got
I mean-
fucking 3 people that 2 people that you have to fucking take care of constantly with some kind of money, and you have a job you fucking can't stand, that's how you feel all the fucking time. You don't have a job that you can't stand. You may not like it sometimes, but you do enjoy your
No,
job.
I'm the guy behind him who's like, "Hey, bro, there's titties on Channel 8.
Yeah.
I just got married. I've got titties all the time. It's great."
So yeah, it's just you just don't have a
Kelly,
job
so-
you fucking can't stand going to all the time. And
Yeah,
that's
but
just
you
how it
don't
is.
have you don't have to do the job you can't stand. You just get a different
If-
job.
There isn't another job that's going to pay enough to support family.
Well, I mean,
don't
they're not
have that.
helpless. Then again, some of your family is helpless, so it's like,
Yeah. Just, it
but
doesn't work
yeah,
that way.
you just like don't worry about. I mean, he seems to be making it just fine working as the construction guy.
Yeah, back in when was this done? 1999.
99?
Yeah, probably was
Yeah.
fine back in
To be honest,
1999.
I don't think the type of software engineer that they are pays any more than the construction worker does now either.
Yeah.
So
Oh, definitely.
like
and you're
100%.
you're laid off constantly now as
Yeah.
a software engineer anyway.
Or
So
as the construction guy, if as long as you're not a pain in the ass and you do your job remotely, okay, they're gonna
Yeah.
keep you around.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just like, I had to find this out because when I was watching this, I'm like, wait a second. Is this how everybody else feels like their life is? Why don't they just not do that stuff?
well, 'cause
So
you have
I
the
guess
other
I was
stuff-
born like that. That's
Yeah, you-
pretty rad. Like I
Yeah,
don't
you got all
worry
that-
about a lot of things.
got all that other
You
stuff
know?
that doesn't go away if you don't do the job. Like bills and starvation. You have all that stuff
Well,
you have to
yeah.
deal with.
I mean, like for me, if like my job all of a sudden became like unbearable, I'd
Yeah.
try my best to find something else.
Yeah.
I'd work to something else as I don't mind to get away from one thing I don't want to do.
There's not a whole lot
that
of
makes sense.
something else's for me that I don't mind though. Like I'm very much in the I don't want to do any of this anymore. I don't want to work anymore. That would be
Oh, you
fucking
want to
great.
retire?
I whatever, just something.
You're
But
like,
it's
yeah,
not
you
gonna-
could call it that.
Yeah. I mean it's at the point where I just don't want to do any of it, but I have to. So I do it and just fucking deal with it. And it sucks, but that's how it goes. Till
Have you
something
ever asked
changes.
yourself if maybe you're just telling yourself that?
What? That I don't like what I do?
No,
'Cause I know
yeah,
I don't-
you
I
can
know I
look
don't.
at it like
I know I
sometimes you
don't
can
like
just
what I
change
do.
your outlook because you could ask yourself like, what if I had to go shovel shit today? With a shovel literal human shit with a shovel, like that'd be way worse. And then sometimes that helps me. I'm like, all right, this isn't as bad as that. I can look forward to not shoveling shit. Plus, I'm an asshole. So like the guy coming over the second time, no. I'd be like, I gotta take a shit, get out of the way. That's it, right there. They can't report me to HR for saying I have to take a shit. When he comes by on Friday to tell me whatever, whoa, I got a 2-inch grip on an 8-inch turd. I'll see you in a second, buddy. I'll be right back. I can't talk. It's coming out of my butt. I've got IBS, man. Oh, you just don't stop talking. That guy talks slow as fuck, too. Then I'm in the toilet, 5 o'clock, dart out of that motherfucker. Just grab
Well,
it.
so Peter did
out.
never. It doesn't, and until he like had the hypnosis thing, he never really like mastered the ability to make himself look like he was like busy and making those kinds of people go away, because you can just make those people go away. If you look like you're busy, you just make them go away, which is what I've done for my whole working career. I've been able to I studied a lot of Costanza, and I understand how to make myself look
He is
busy.
a master, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. That's a master class that everybody should take.
Underappreciated.
Yeah.
Ahead of his time, even.
So you got to look busy. The whole like working on Saturday, Sunday, fuck that. All right, you can just tell them no. They can't fucking. What are they gonna do? Fire
Yeah.
you? But
Who
you
cares
just
if they
you
do
act
anyway?
like you act like you're busy. You just walk past them, or you're like, yeah, no, I got this. You just bag for the Badgers. Just do that
Just
thing,
bag
and
for
you
the
walk
Badgers.
past them. They're not gonna physically stop you if they touch you. That right there, fuck them. Sexual harassment lawsuit. Make a lot of money off of that shit. Bosses can't touch you. All right.
But you
Can't
make
do
a
that.
lot
Oh,
more money in
hell
sexual
yeah.
harassment though when you're pretty.
Ricky, there's a gentleman named Charleston White. I think you should study under his tutelage because you, my friend, are perfectly set up to do what he does to make money. 100%. This guy,
Never heard
Ricky,
of this
you
person.
could make $50,000 a year from going to work for 2 weeks. I know you could do it. I'm going to start sending you his videos. You have to try this.
What is he out
You
there
have the-
fucking?
You all you got to do is
Fishing
get
in the
hired
deep sea?
anywhere where No. He goes there and he just gets them to pay him to leave.
to pay him to leave.
Yeah, he does like stuff where it's like, yeah, this guy was, because what you do is like, let's say you're there and these two guys are talking about banging their old lady, right? And you go, hey, that makes me uncomfortable. Then you tell HR talks to them. Then you're over there, they do it again because they're gonna do it again. They don't know who said it. They're not gonna assume it's you. Then you go over there, bam. I'm sexually harassed because they're talking about sex in the workplace. I don't like it. Boom, crap load of money. I mean, and you look like the sort of fellow where it'd be okay, dude. It's just like, you could make so much money doing that. You are wasting money not doing that. Then you could tap your brother and be like, I got it from now on. Steve, you retire for a couple of years. Then you could make Steve buy a fucking truck and start a moving company. And Steve would be happy with that. I'm telling you right now, he could hire Johnny all the time. He'd just get Johnny to move all the shit. And then Steve and I could drive around in the fucking truck and goof off. Because I'd be there just hanging out. Well, of course I'm going to be there. Why wouldn't I be there? That'd be stupid
Yeah.
to not be there.
Yeah. Damn it, dude.
I would have to be there. But Ricky, you could just show up and be like, did you just grab my ass?
Do you want to grab
And the
my
50-year-old guy's gonna be like, what? He just grabbed my ass. Bam. $50,000, dude. I mean, and I know you could do it. So you guys, anyways, I cannot believe that that's how everybody does it. This is the problem with the world. Everybody will do all this crappy shit, but none of them will stand up to their boss and say, leave me alone.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing
What the
that now.
fuck?
A lot of people are doing that. Why do you think there's all this nobody
this
wants
guy-
to work anymore?
This
Kind of
guy
thing.
invented quiet quitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
This
not
is-
going to show up anymore.
This is this is what is happening
Irish
right
goodbye.
now. Yeah.
When he was sleeping the day after on Saturday, it reminded me of when my dad wouldn't pay me and I just stayed home. And he'd call like 1,000 times. And I'd be like, I don't know why you're bothering me. I'm not going out there. Fuck that. You can fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
That was fine.
I mean, the second the paycheck doesn't come through like Milton, you're not fucking seeing me again. What the fuck's the point of me being there? All right.
That was my
Mhm.
problem. I didn't know that was a move. Well, then again, there was the whole like, your family will starve aspect to it that kind of fucking got me.
Mhm.
So I didn't know what to do about that.
But if your job already isn't giving you money, your family's already going to starve if you
Oh.
don't leave. So
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
because
Oh,
I
no,
have
was talking
I've
about
definitely I've
yeah.
definitely left the job when I didn't get paid. I've had a couple of those where either the check bounced or they didn't have the check for me, and I'm like, I'm out. See ya. I'll contact the labor board and we'll get that going. But I'm gone. So yeah, fuck that. Because when they don't pay you, what the fuck's the point? That's the only reason I'm there. I'm not there for
Yeah.
any other reason. I'm not there to hang out. I don't like you people.
Oh, yeah, and then they tried to pull the whole fucking thing on there. Oh, but we're family.
I'm like, I don't like my family, so you're not helping me there. Yeah, no. It's
You know what I call my family?
Yeah. If we were family, I could talk like that, but I can't here, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's
no, it sucks,
lame.
man.
Everybody has it like. I don't think they're doing it the right way.
Well, I think they're starting to do it the right way, but it's still in the wrong direction. I mean, it's still not working, but it's getting it's better in California for these kinds of jobs than other places for sure.
Yeah.
But
Now they at least made it so your boss can't call you after hours,
yeah.
which
Yeah.
is like why anybody would ever have put up with that at all. You know.
It's that whole thing where you're constantly told, as you said, we're family. We're all part of a team. You got to be a team player.
No.
People fell for that
No.
shit for so fucking long. I fell for that
That's
shit
easy,
for
dude.
15 fucking years. All
You know what
right?
you do? You say,
Yeah,
hey,
I don't work there
I
anymore.
need-
That's what I do.
I need help moving. I need your help moving. Can you come help me move? And they're going to say, obviously, they're going to say no.
Yeah.
Just be like,
And you
hey
go,
man,
"Hey, I
like
thought
you
we
actually not paying me
I thought
enough to
we were
cover my
family."
rent. Like, would you mind spotting me? Spotting me and my rent this month. I mean, we're family, right?
No, you know what you
you
get.
should be doing that.
You know what you get with that? You get, oh, I thought you were here. I didn't know the money was the reason you were here. That's the kind of bullshit you would get
Mhm.
too.
Oh yeah.
That's
That's
not going to
also-
bother me.
That's
at
also
all.
the raise
Duh.
thing where they like don't give you an adequate
Sure.
raise. They'll give you 25 cents an
Or they
hour.
tell
more,
you, oh yeah, I'm totally gonna give you a raise here
Yeah.
soon, and
or
it
you-
never
or
fucking
you're gonna
happens.
get that promotion. Yeah, and then when you don't get it and you say what the fuck, and they're like, "Oh, you're here for just the money," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm here for just the money."
Yeah, like
Why the
what
fuck
else
am
would I
not-
fucking be
Yeah.
here for? Like,
So when I left the last place I worked, that's when I contacted the labor board about shit because there was stuff they didn't pay me, and they got hit with massive penalties, and I made like an extra $2,000 or $3,000 off of that because they didn't fucking get things right. And I was like, "What the fuck, guys?" And then we also got another settlement after that for like another $5,000 because they weren't doing lunch stuff right. And that's the fucking corporate world, man. They do everything they can to get away with it, and they've been getting away with it for
Mhm.
so long that they think they can still do that, and they do still in a lot of cases because people are still afraid to do something about it. And I get it because it's fucking hard to live out here. It's hard to fucking make money, but
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be getting any easier, does it?
nope, not at all.
Not with everybody making things way more expensive for some reason.
Yeah, and this is why you gotta leave jobs every fucking couple of years. Otherwise, you're not gonna get a raise. Like these guys here in this movie, if it was nowadays, what you do, you work at Initech for 2 years, you quit that job because Intertrode gave you a fucking 20% raise that Initech wouldn't give you. You work at Intertrode for 2 years, and then fucking probe me in the ass pays you another 20%. So you go work it for those guys for a couple of years. It's just that's how you do it now because that's the only way to do it. And then that's where you get all these old timers that are like, nobody's got any loyalty, and it's like, fuck you.
oh, fuck you and your
Fuck the
loyalty.
loyalty. You're not gonna give me any loyalty when you lay me off. You don't get
No.
2 weeks for that. So yeah, just a bunch of shit. But
Yeah, that's
the way,
weird.
that's the way it works. And at this point, I could make more money just working at a fucking fast food place. I could work at a couple fast food places, make more money, and it'll be fine.
hmm
That's true.
And I probably could be like, fuck you at that job because I really wouldn't care that much about it. And if somebody was an asshole, I could just say,
oh,
"Fuck
those
you," and
guys,
they pay-
if they have a dude who shows up every day,
yeah, they just don't
you're
care.
like the best guy they've ever had.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. You get the new fancy shirt too and a tie, and you get to be a manager.
See, I think they're fucking up because, like, there's a lot of people whose brains are a little weird, and they fucking show up every day. And if they made their shit a little simpler to understand, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. All it takes is somebody with some work ethic and dedication. If the menu's simple, but if it's like the Taco Bell menu, like they fucked up. That's where they fucked up. They used to have 4 things. It was like the enchilada, the burrito supreme, the taco. I don't know, something else, whatever the fuck that is. That was easy. You could teach anybody to do that. You could almost get, like a fucking couple of goats to do that, except they'd eat all the meat and the lettuce. But you can get a lot of people to do that, and all they got to do is show up, bro. Like, holy shit!
Well, that's why when you go,
hour?
that's why when you go to a McDonald's, Taco Bell, or whatever, they've got like 2 employees there, maybe running a fucking lunch rush. Where if you go to In-N-Out, they have like fucking 20 employees working that thing because they have a small menu, which is easy to work, and they pay you more.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty sure you get benefits at that place.
Yeah, you can actually advance too. They
yeah.
don't just send somebody who has a college degree who can only work. Like, this is the scariest. Why did they tell everybody that? Is it just the slave deading thing they wanted to do?
Yeah, I think so. Because nobody needs the college degree. They needed they need the trade skills. What they needed, they needed to learn how to do a thing, not how to fucking pass a test. Is all you.
I've been thinking about spending my winters getting taught how to do electrician work.
There you go.
I
Make a
just
lot of money.
go and being a peon on that, and then after I get enough hours,
I'm gonna tell you,
Bam.
Eric, especially up where you live, you guys need fucking electricians, man. 'Cause it's fucking hard to find somebody that comes in. Besides the guys that are good at it are so fucking overbooked, it's ridiculous. And then the ones that aren't very good at it never call you. So
I noticed
dealt
that
with-
pretty much everybody up here just does not call.
yeah, that's a
And
big
it's
issue.
really frustrating. It's like, you like everybody, they don't call or
Yeah.
do anything, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing with yourself, buddy?
Mhm.
Your
Screw
area
yourself.
is the hardest place I have to find maintenance, like any kind of like skilled work at all, like fucking anything I need, like
Yeah,
it's hard to find a fucking mechanic up there. Like,
Yeah,
why
because
is
my
there-
sister works at Walgreens, right? And then
Mhm.
there's a Walgreens in Susanville, and I don't know how I brought up a pharmacy, but she goes, "Yeah, that pharmacy in Susanville is the hardest job, place to find jobs for."
Yeah.
Like, so it's the same thing.
Yeah, and they just lost a pharmacy up there.
The Rite Aid.
Rite
Uh-huh.
Aid up there. So yeah,
Mhm.
there's basically that, and I don't know if the Walmart up there has a pharmacy. Does it?
Oh, that is
Oh, it
our
does.
Does it?
And
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call them employees.
one. Sure. He's straight up like a robot. Like, no
Not-
smile, no expression. It's just like, yes, type.
He's like a
type,
robot who's like over thermals.
It's not here. Next. Like, it's really
Thermals
creepy.
are too damn high. He's overheated. He can't do anything.
Yeah.
He's on power down mode.
Uh-huh.
Low
Does-
power mode.
You said your sister's a pharmacy tech? Is that what you said? Or she works at
Yeah, for the
Walgreens?
last
Okay.
like 20 some years or something.
Does she
30,
work in does
25
she work
years.
in retail or does she work in a hospital? Or like in
Retail.
In retail. Yeah, she's yeah.
Yeah. So when I was working at the pharmacy I worked at, I was going to be a pharmacy tech, and then I learned how much
Yeah.
they made, and I was like, "Fuck you," because
Yeah.
if you want a retail job, they paid less than I got paid as a warehouse coordinator. No schooling whatsoever required to be a warehouse coordinator. These guys were there longer than me too. It wasn't even like I was just there longer, so I made more money. These guys were there longer, and they made less money than I did. And when they laid everybody off at the job, they were trying to find other jobs, and the only places they could find that paid comparable was the hospital. And the hospital only needs so many pharmacy techs because they're already
Right.
full because they paid decent amount. And so, like all the retail stuff, they were like, yeah, I can't live on that. So they were like, they're trying to find other places similar to what we did because that's the only way they were able to get the money to survive on. It's just ridiculous how little they pay to a pharmacy tech. They probably make maybe $1 more than the regular fucking associates at a Walgreens or something like that. And they have a fucking license and can get in trouble if something goes wrong. It's stupid the way that shit works. you
Yeah.
know? And it's like the only way you're
All
gonna
of the
make money.
healthcare system is stupid.
Yeah, but I mean,
There's
most
not
of the other
one part of it that's
most of the other
sensible.
trained jobs though, you get paid a lot more is the only thing. Like, yes, it's shitty on the patient side, but on the like trained jobs, the licensed jobs, nurses and pharmacists and doctors all get paid a decent amount of money, a lot of money, where a pharmacy tech doesn't get paid shit. And they have a license also. And it's just like, what the fuck? It's stupid, but it is the way, that's just the way they have it right now, and they need to change it, but I don't see how people want to become techs anymore. Unless you do it when you're young, I guess, or you're like planning on becoming a pharmacist afterwards.
Yeah, because
So,
my sister started like I said, 25 something years ago.
yeah.
She was like 20 or something.
And I think back in the day, you made good money doing it. You know, it's
Yeah.
just that wage never kept up. It never went anywhere.
There's
Yeah.
nobody's wages except for politicians,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
that have kept up. Everybody in the whole world is like, "Are you starving right now?" They're like, "I'm this fucking close."
Mhm.
Some of these like tech are like, "Hey, I can't afford my coiffed golden toilet, fucking expensive nonsense," and they're crying about it on Reddit. I seen it. It's like, man, that sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why that happened, idiot.
Mhm.
And they're like, I don't know. It's all the Trump's fault, I think. And I'm like,
Mhm.
that's definitely what it was. And
Meanwhile, you're sitting over here going like, yeah, dude, welcome to my world. I had to shit using a shitter buddy for fucking I don't know how long. Like, try
Yeah.
doing that.
well,
Eric,
wait till
Eric
they do.
secretly enjoys that.
he does.
Actually, not
Like
bad.
Eric's house is full of cat litter boxes. They don't own a cat. It's just how Eric likes to poop.
No,
I'm a furry.
see, you missed the point where his wife lives there, and I would not have a house full of litter
No.
boxes. So.
No, she won't even let me get a cat for crying out loud. I was like, yeah, I'd like to get a cat. And she's like, I'm not living with somebody like Jason. We're not having a
Cats
cat.
kill the
Eric-
vermin.
Eric only wants a cat so he can poop in its box, all right? And then he can go, look what the cat did.
Right?
God, what a good
How do they know?
Yeah.
It's almost like these guys have known me for like 20 years. God damn.
You know, okay, so like it's really cool to have like like a working dog. So like my buddy Johnny, like his dog Remy, she's an amazing working dog. I mean, she fucking hunts like better than any dog I've ever hunted with. You know what I mean? So it's nice like when like okay, like you know like sure like you have a working dog there, but okay like that dog only works like when you're able to go out hunting with it. You know, when you have a good cat, that cat's working whenever it's not asleep, which albeit it's sleeping like 98% of the time. But the other 2% of the time, it's up looking for fucking mice and bugs and shit like that, and it's killing them for you. You know, which is
They
good,
don't kill shit. We've had cats. They don't do nothing.
dude.
They
I have
fucking
had
run from the mice.
cats that have ran from the mice and hid from them. And I've also had
That's what
cats
most of them do.
that are like, no, I am going to fuck that shit up. Like my cat right now, like she's killed probably a good like 5 mice already. Like, and I mean, like, albeit, you know, we probably have had more mice in here, but I mean, pretty much like every time she sees one, she's fucking on that shit. She wants to destroy it.
You know, if you don't feed her, then she'll just eat those and then you'll be good.
Well, yeah, I'll
She'll
bet.
also lose weight 'cause she's a fat
Yeah, but unless she is a fat bitch and she does need to lose weight. She's not happy about the fact that I cut back her food.
Did she just go around the house?
Well, she does that in my room because the fucking goddamn dog fucking attacks her every time she fucking sees her, so
Yeah,
she has to stay in
bitch.
the
Piper
back.
does not like the cat. Or she likes her too much, maybe, is what it is.
Uh-huh.
She's like, a new friend to play with. And the cat is not having that energy. So,
My mom had a cat like that,
yeah.
and she did not like have her food cut down at all. I mean, it was like, oh my god, all day, like nonstop bullshit. And that cat was fat as a tick too, so fat.
Yeah, well, luckily she doesn't do that too much. She usually starts it. Okay, like the moment I wake up, she's on it because she wants fucking breakfast, and then she starts it around like 9 o'clock at night because she thinks like, oh, it's 10 o'clock. I need food now. And I'm like, no, you're fat.
She doesn't
You
know
don't need
what
shit.
she doesn't know what daylight savings time is, Ricky, all right? She's not a farmer. She doesn't understand this shit.
She's not a farmer.
Yeah. So with my job now, I so want to fucking start tearing people's cubicles out because that would be like my job because I
Yeah.
fucking hate these things. I can't stand these fucking things. Like they made me get them for our office up in Susanville, and I can't. It looks so fucking bad. It's so like it's just so like just I don't know. It feels cluttered.
Why
and-
would anybody want that?
I was like, can we just get desks? I asked them, I was like, can we just get desks? That's all we need. We just need desks. We don't need these fucking cubicle walls. Like, no, we have to have it so they can talk with client. The cubicles are so fucking tiny that you can't even fit a client in the cubicle with them. So now they're just sitting in these tiny little boxes without the ability to talk to a client privately, because obviously you can't talk to them privately anyways, because as you saw, Milton's music was really low and Peter could still hear it. So you hear, you have two people fucking talking at a cubicle, it doesn't matter. And I was like, if we had fucking just desks, this office would look way better, and it would just, it would feel better for the employees. But no, they don't listen to me on that shit, because I want to just tear those fucking cubicles out of the walls at that office up there. The one in Chico isn't too bad, but it still wouldn't be bad to just get rid of them. We don't need these fucking things anymore, all right? Fuck that shit. It's not worth it, all right? Not worth the fucking mental strain it puts on people, making them feel like they're in fucking prison all the time.
Well, you make your cubicle look like a cabin, and then when your manager goes on there and starts bitching about it, you're like, you told me I could customize my cubicle.
Ricky's in his fucking
There's
cabin
nothing
cubicle
inappropriate.
cleaning his gun.
There's nothing inappropriate about my Lincoln Log cubicle, okay? There's nothing inappropriate about this, all right?
Damn it, Ricky.
I mean, I don't know. I just don't know why everybody just doesn't say, no, I'm not doing that. It's pretty easy. Like, how the boss reacted in this to, I'm going to have to ask you to come back later. I'm too busy. That's how most people are. All you got to do is just say that. And they all are like, oh, okay. And they leave.
Yeah, then you
and
get
if you
the,
just
then
have
you
the
get
balls
the
to
write,
say it.
then you get the write up, and then you get the next
No.
thing. Yeah.
You go to that boss's boss and you just say, this guy's interfering with my work.
If that, sometimes
Then again,
that,
I'm not that guy. Like, I would have been the
sometimes that
guy. 'Cause
works.
I'm not going to show up and then not work. So I would be busy. Because, like, I never understood people who go to do something they hate and they don't just work. Because if you can just get yourself in the mindset of I'm accomplishing something, it's not so bad. Now,
Yeah,
if you get to the point where it's like you can't because of not enough work to do, people getting in the... There's a lot of roadblocks I've noticed in these TV shows. Is like, it seems to be basically like you spend more time trying to negotiate through stupid roadblocks than actually doing your job. Which is like, why does somebody go, I can't do anything because we've got Fred over there who wants to double, triple check, quadruple check. Then we've got Roseanne who, no matter what happens over there, she's like, yeah, I could just fix it, but I'm going to complain to you for fucking 80 times longer than it took to fix the problem. I don't work in an office, and I already nailed it.
Because what
efficiency
you have,
expert, get rid of Dan, get rid of Karen, Roseanne, all of them. Fire
what you have is a higher up that initiates these things like efficiency fucking counselor or consultants or matrices and shit like that, and that's all they judge anything ever on. So it's like when you're in school and we're only taught what's on standardized tests, and then nobody learns anything else but the standardized test stuff. It's the same thing. You're graded on certain things in that job, so you only do those things. It doesn't matter what it is, and you have to do it exactly how you're told to do it. Otherwise, it's not graded right on the thing, and then you get talked to by fucking Lumberg or the other
you're
three
fucking.
managers you have.
You're pretty much.
So everybody's just a number.
Yeah, it's
to
pretty
them.
much what it is. Is like
so higher ups don't give a shit.
You're judging a fish's ability to climb a fucking tree. You know what I mean? You're like, no, everyone needs to be able to climb a tree. Everyone needs to be able to do that. And it's like, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I can't climb a tree, but I can swim pretty good. No, that doesn't fucking matter. Fuck you. That doesn't matter. Climb the tree.
Well, they don't. These guys that put these things in don't back down either, because it's their big fucking bright idea that probably got them a fucking, a few $100,000 raise or bonus or some shit like that. So they don't back down on this shit. We had shit that was implemented at the last place I worked that was just like, why are we doing it this way instead of the way we did it before that was working perfectly fine? Like, we had business then. Now, once we done it,
shit just to change it is
once we
fucking
changed
terrible.
it, then we got less business, and then it got to the point where they laid everybody off, and that's just but that one guy still had a job.
Oh, of course.
Or if they leave, if something goes bad and they leave, they get a huge bonus when they leave, and then they also get to write that on their fucking resume for the next company to go fuck up. It's just, that's why all these fucking corporate fucks are all like, oh yeah, he worked at, you know,
And they
Walgreens
learn the
and
stuff
all
at
these other
business
places.
school,
Yeah.
which is like the dumbest aspect of it is, you know, they get taught to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody doesn't just go, I mean, and then not to mention, like I heard something on a podcast that actually made a lot of sense. A bunch of these corporations overhire for the jobs they have. So if they get a whole bunch of demand, they can meet the demand and not lose stuff, not get behind. Well, so that means there's a bunch of people who literally don't have anything to do a lot of the time. But they're getting harangued to do more stuff. And they have all these roadblocks, and it's like,
the only
Hello?
places I would say that happens is maybe in a corporate office. That doesn't happen in a field office. What they do is they lay all those field people off, and then they give those field people more shit to do. Corporate office may hire more people than what's required just to cover the whatever when more work comes in, blah, blah, blah. But that's not what happens in a fucking field office. The place I worked, I got down to me and one other guy in the warehouse when I started there 15 years before. We had 10 people in the warehouse. We were barely keeping up with everything. And they laid everybody off, but we still had the same amount of work for a long time until we just couldn't keep up with it. And then you just start losing business because you can't keep up with it, and you have less people doing more work. Because, you know,
see, it sounds to me
it's just
like
not
they had
able to do it.
overhired for quite a while. Because, I mean,
They-
you and the other guy were getting it done. See?
We weren't
proved my
getting it
point.
done. No, we weren't getting it done, is what I'm saying.
You were mostly getting it done. Pretty close.
No,
Mostly.
we started
Yeah.
with 10 people. We were barely keeping up then. They laid people off. We couldn't keep up, so we lost a bunch of customers. So then
Oh, my God.
it just kept getting, and then when they lost all those customers, now they laid more people off because we didn't have those customers. So now we have
Right.
people still not able to keep up with the work we have. And then we lose more customers, and then eventually everything's laid off. That's how
See, you
it
should have
goes.
came in on Saturday and Sunday like that guy suggested.
did.
But
A lot.
well, why
did a
didn't you work
lot.
an extra Saturday or Sunday?
Make another Sunday or Saturday up.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
a day in the week.
Like, why didn't you
Yeah.
create an 8-day-a-week work week there?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Create another day, Steven. Like, that
That's
was
right.
your
the problem
job.
That's the problem with workers nowadays.
No,
is
they
none
don't
of them
wanna
are
work.
team players.
Yeah, none of them want to work anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to work. So
That was one of the funniest like arguments I had with my mom. She's talking about how, you know, nobody wants to work, blah blah blah. And then I'm like, yeah. So when you first started working, did you afford an apartment? And she's like, yeah, I did. Did you have any money left over, like to eat and stuff? Well, yeah. And I'm like, you know, there's a whole bunch of people right now working for minimum wage that their minimum wage job can't pay the fucking rent.
Mm-hmm.
and they're working
Like,
2 or 3 of those
two of
minimum
them.
wage jobs.
In an apartment can't pay the rent.
Yeah.
They're
At this
working
point-
like 70
this
hours
point,
a
you
week
can't-
and can't pay the rent.
At this point, you can't even get one of those apartments because you have to make 3 times the amount to
Oh,
be able
yes.
to rent those apartments, or you have have somebody co-sign with you. And then if you have family that's all shitty and poor and don't have good credit, they can't co-sign for you because they're not going to look good for, you know, the
Plus,
creditor
why
or
would you
whatever,
ever
so-
do that to them?
Yeah, exactly. So
'Cause
you end up
probably
being
need to be making that much
Yeah.
more.
so you end up being fucking homeless, or, you know, living with 12 people, maybe. And even then, it's a possibility that you won't have enough money to all together to do that. So yeah, it's just the shitty way it goes. So I mean, shit. He had Peter had a pretty decent apartment for, you know, working at that place. So you know, he didn't have anything in there, but
That was
you know,
also
like,
what, 1995 when you could still
True.
do that?
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you could do that up until like 2005 ish.
yeah.
Somewhere in between 2005 ish and now, no, sir, that's not
No.
cutting it anymore.
Yeah.
So,
I will say the only thing I'm glad I never had to experience, because we don't live in a big enough city, is that fucking traffic in the beginning. You know,
Ugh.
I've never had to deal with that going to work because
ooh.
we
Mm-mm.
don't have that much. We have a little bit of traffic, but it's nowhere near where I'm sitting there seeing my
No.
job over across the fence going, I could be there right now getting this shit
Yeah.
done. But no, I
There's a
have to
pretty
sit in
good
this car
chance
for
I
another
would cut a
half
hole in
hour.
the fence and just start driving through it.
I mean,
They'd
at
be
that
like,
point,
what
you just,
happened?
at that point, you just
I
walk
don't
to
know.
work, you know, fuck it.
Somebody
So-
cut a really convenient hole in the fence, and what am I going to not do?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, drive through the super convenient spot. I think you should pave it. Look at all the extra work I could get done if I could get here
Yeah,
5
let's talk
minutes
to-
early.
Let's talk to those efficiency consultants and get them over here and see this shit.
Man, fucking Big Dick Jim over there is putting his dick in it, thinking it's a glory hole.
Damn, he's putting his dick in a fence. That's a John Cena size member. That's a John Hamm size member.
Oh man. But all you gotta do is come up with that one idea, jump into conclusions. And just fucking make $1 million off of it or whatever.
What
like-
else has that guy been in? I feel like I've seen that dude a ton of times, and I just I don't know where the
Isn't
fuck
he
he's
the-
been.
Grandpa and Grounded for Life?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, he plays such a different character there. I just didn't notice it
Yeah.
because he's like a Red Foreman type of guy.
Yeah, he's grumpier. He's more. Yeah, I guess. Right.
Yeah.
Other
He's a
than that, that's
dickhead.
the only thing I can think of right off the bat.
Man, I'm looking through right now. He was in one episode of
But-
Fuller House. He was in 2 episodes of The Middle. I'm trying to find like an actual established
yeah.
character, but he's like 1 or 2 episodes here or there. Movies that I don't think any of us have ever
Yeah.
watched.
That's why it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we've all seen him a little bit.
Mhm.
We know
Mhm.
his face.
There's so many actors like that. You're like, yeah, it could be it, but I don't. It's not like it's like, oh yeah, light bulb moment, right?
Yeah.
So you're still looking. That's gotta be
looking.
one of these things. Yeah.
He was in Pee Wee's Big Holiday.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
If anybody
definitely
watched
something
that.
Fuck, everybody
I
knows
think
that
so.
movie.
No.
I don't believe I've
Pee-wee's
ever
Big
seen that.
Holiday. You've never watched the glorious film Pee Wee's Big Holiday?
You
Oh,
haven't
right.
either.
So it's
No,
like, I
I've never
know
seen
you
it
have.
either. Why the fuck would I watch that?
He's on Goose Bigelow Male Gigolo.
Wait a second. When did Pee Wee's Big Holiday come out? I may have actually seen that when I was a little kid.
I think it's one of the.
I liked Pee Wee a
Later.
lot when I was a kid.
Yeah, so did
So-
I.
I was not a
2010
big
is what
fan
it
of
looks
Pee Wee. I
like.
Yeah.
thought he was
Oh.
creepy.
I thought-
And
Not
my
2010, no.
assumptions were correct about him. He is creepy.
Well, I mean, who doesn't masturbate in a porno theater? That's what you're supposed to do in one. They just busted him on it because he's famous.
Oh, he was Uncle Monty in Fuller House. Okay, he owned a
Pee Wee
Like a
was
sub
was
place.
a person in Fuller House.
No. Oh, oh,
Poor kids.
sorry.
That's what
I
I'm
wanted to see who he
saying.
was in Fuller House. The dude that Steve's looking up.
He was
Oh,
in Bridesmaids. He played a character called Bill Cosby. Not spelled the same.
Jesus Christ.
Weird.
I don't remember
That
him
is
there.
weird.
What the hell happened to those fucking people then? Wow.
He was in Halloween too. Okay. Oh, that's the what's that? That's the Rob Zombie one. Yeah, he's just he's in a lot of shit. It's just a lot of
Mhm.
minor
that.
roles and things. So, but yeah, no, I do remember him. I remember when he pops up. I don't know. Oh, he's in Grounded for
Yeah.
Life.
Yeah, he was their grandpa on that.
Yeah.
That's what Kelly said.
Okay. I couldn't remember what Grounded for Life was the problem. So now I'm
Oh.
looking. I
That's
was
the
like,
one
oh,
with-
yeah. I remember what it
Yeah,
is now. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
I'm
got
like, oh,
Donal
yeah,
Logue
okay.
and then the hot blonde lady.
Yeah.
I thought that blonde lady was something else when I was a kid. I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit. I'd be going over to that kid's house. God damn.
Oh man. So,
Oh, Mrs. Whatever your name is. I hurt myself. I spilled something on my pants.
Ay, ay,
Oh, that's funny.
cats.
That's a joke from My Name is Earl. He went over there as an adult.
ay. Oh,
He went over to Earl's mom's house. After Earl, I mean, it was fair because Earl banged his mom.
Oh man. John C. McGinley was pretty good in here as he's just fucking so accurate as a fucking. I've never had to talk to an efficiency consultant, but I've had to talk to corporate fucks like that, and it's just super accurate. It's like, God damn, you suck, dude. You know,
What would
the-
those people be doing if they weren't wasting their life?
Oh fuck, I don't know. Probably be they probably worked as the Lundberg before and took some classes and then got upgraded. So they would still be some middle management bullshit. That's about it. I don't think they would be doing anything else useful or anything useful. I don't know why I said else because middle management is not
Yeah.
useful. But yeah, they wouldn't be doing anything else, man. Definitely wouldn't be a doctor, you know, teaching some fucking you know, some interns, bunch of shit, for 9 years. That's how long
Oh
the show
my
was
God.
on, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the fucking Bobs.
What a fucked up world that we're. Who the fuck came up with this corporate shit?
Rich people.
That had to
Yeah.
have been a fucking CIA scam or something. I
I
mean, what
Yeah.
fucking self-respecting person like that has to the debt slave scam, dude? That's a legit scam. You get all these dummies, so they owe money to college that they can't just get out of. I don't know if you're
Yeah.
aware of this, but you can just get out of other debt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I seen it on Trailer Park Boys. All you got to do is just cut the cards up and throw them in the lake, and it just goes away.
Exactly.
This is not financial advice, by the way. That's a joke.
Right.
Just in case there's some like 12-year-old who's like, wait a second, I can just cut my mom's credit card up and throw it in the lake? She won't ever find out about any donations I was making?
Um,
Don't
He's
simp either.
making-
That's bad.
why didn't they didn't have any fucking IT guys there that were like, you know, like that would be the person to go mess with the fucking printer. That's what I did all the time, and I fucking wanted to take it out and just beat the fuck out of the one we had. God, you know, because I had already watched this movie quite a few times by the time working at the last place, and we had a copier that was like this. It fucking jammed constantly. And nobody fucking, I would show everybody how to fix it, and they didn't fucking know
Mhm.
how to do it.
They
I
didn't
was
want
like,
to.
why? Yeah, I was like, why you? And when I was gone, they wouldn't fix it. It was like, I was like, okay, maybe it's just because I'm not, you know, maybe because I'll just go in there and do it for them. But it's like I might somehow take a day or two off. They wouldn't fix it, so it'd be sitting there for the days I'd be gone, and then I have to come back to a broken. Oh, we couldn't print anything.
Really?
I was like, you guys know how to fucking do it. Do it. It's not hard. I showed you guys how to do it. So yeah, it would just be broken still, and it was just fucking ridiculous. I finally got them to get a new copier, and like maybe 2 or 3 months later, that's when they laid everybody off.
Yeah, that copier just broke the fucking budget,
Must have
man.
been. Well, I mean, those copies are expensive as fuck, but we're also a multi-million-dollar company, so there's no fucking way that $10,000 fucking copier was that, you know, bad. But still, yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. I think I've told you guys this before, but I felt like the Russian guy in fucking what's that called? The fucking
Armageddon?
Armageddon. I feel like that guy on the fucking space station walking around with a wrench hitting everything because all of our IT equipment was so fucked that you had to just like fucking do some random workarounds to make a thing work because everything was so fucked up and nothing worked right. So it was constantly like sometimes it was a fucking hit to the side of the goddamn thing to get it to work because something would be stuck or like the fucking power button would be stuck in. You have to give it a little knock to fucking pop the stupid thing out because the computer would continuously reset because some fuckhead would kick it constantly or some other shit break it. I'm like, why are you fucking doing this? I told you not to set your goddamn computer on the ground and you still set it on the ground. There's a shelf right there. I take that shit outside and blow it out and it'd just be fucking dust. Like just, I could make myself a fucking toupee out of how much fucking dust was in some of these things. And they'd
Gosh.
be like, oh, why is it not working right? Obviously, it's not working right because it has no air. It is suffocating. You are killing it.
I didn't realize computers are pneumatic.
Yeah. And then I just I had to constantly swap out computers. So then I just had a room full of shitty old computers that didn't work. And, you know, it was just like, yeah, it was so fucking dumb. It was bad. And people are stupid when it comes to computers. They're, as I call
they
them,
are.
I call them tech-tarded. And that's what every motherfucker there was tech-tarded. It was
So
retarded.
funny when they are too.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing that is nice about that is you can say stuff to people about a computer and they have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, what happened to that?
No,
The
well,
Ram
Black's
co- the
compulsory,
Ram-
you know.
Listen, the RAM flipped. It went bad
Yeah.
on us.
Yeah.
Started deleting files. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it planted some incriminating evidence on that guy's computer. Can you believe that? Like, this is ridiculous.
I have had the moment where I went into somebody's office because their fucking computer wouldn't turn on, and I looked at it and I was like, "Did you turn the monitor on?" Yeah. It's of course it's on. The
For
monitor
God's sakes,
was not on.
it was off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was like, did you push that button right there? And they probably got hit when they were moving shit around, but they never checked it after I asked them. They were confident that they had turned the monitor on, though. Obviously not. Or it was plugged in because they moved their shit and it like got unplugged or something. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
I told you couldn't move that. You don't have enough cord length of that. You have to leave it where it is. Don't touch it.
Well, I thought I could move this over into the bathroom with me while I take my dump.
It's just like a lot of times I was like, did you think we had wireless power or something? No, leave it. So, yeah.
You gotta be.
But
shitting
that
me.
was the fun part of my job back then. I enjoyed that part because I could walk around and call people fucking morons, and I didn't call them that, but that's what I felt like constantly. Because
But you could have.
I could have. What were they gonna do? Fire me? But it was just like, yeah, it was fucking bad. But like I said, that was the part I liked about that job. I didn't like the corporate bullshit, the matrices and all this other bullshit. The meetings constantly. When you have a deadline, you got to meet with some fucking patient stuff, and then you have a 4-hour meeting that you have to sit in for most of the day, and you're like, why didn't you get all that stuff shipped out? Why do we have to use all these couriers right now? Because I was in a 4-hour fucking meeting. You didn't let me leave to go do this other stuff. I told you this. So yeah, it was fucking corporate life sucks. Don't do it. Not even
That's
once,
lame.
guys. It's like drugs. Not even once, all right? But you can do drugs. I don't care. Do drugs if you want. I don't care. I'm not your fucking mom. But don't do corporate, all right?
Don't do hard drugs like
Don't do
heroin.
corporate drugs.
Yeah.
Do
Don't-
cool drugs like pot
Yeah.
and Adderall.
But don't do corporate ever. Not even
And
once, all right?
caffeine.
Yeah.
Yeah, caffeine's a good one. Sugar also
I like it.
highly recommended, except
are
for the
pretty good.
diabetes.
Yeah.
Diabetes sucks, but everything
Or-
else about
yeah.
it.
Corporate's on the same level as fucking meth and all that other stuff. Don't do it. Try to find a way around it. It sucks. What are we at? What ratings do you guys give this movie?
Oh, this is like a 4.5, 5-star movie. It's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, the first
not
time
get
I
it out of
watched
you.
it, it horrified me so bad. I was like, "Oh my god!"
This is the greatest
So
horror
frankly-
movie for
I've seen
Eric.
it before.
Frankly, I was like, "How the fuck?" I had to ask you guys to find out because I don't have that gene where I just do stuff because people think I'm supposed to. I don't know. That's not how it works. I'm just like, no. Like I said, I told Kelly that, my dad would be like, we're going to work on Saturday. And, this is when I was like not receiving any pay for my work anyways. I mean, it was like I would sporadically get paid for like one pay period. So he'd call. He's like, yeah, come out and do this like awful thing you don't want to do. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I would tell him I'm not doing that. And then he would call, where are you at? I told you I wasn't going to do it.
Uh-huh.
And
Well,
then
you said
after
you
that-
were.
I just wouldn't answer the phone. And that was it. I just
Don't you
wouldn't
love
answer.
the
Then he'd
line like
call-
when you tell them no?
he'd come-
Like very clearly you
sometimes
tell
he-
them no, and then they say, well, you told me you would. It's like, when? When did that happen?
Oh
Explain
no,
it to me.
he didn't. He would never try that with me because that's not. Yeah, that's not a successful tactic on me. You can ask Kelly. I'm pretty clear. Like I'll be like, I'm not fucking doing that. Then we'll have an argument,
Yeah.
and at that point he can't do that. Now, I mean, if he let it go and did it right, maybe he could get away with that, but probably not. No, I'd be like, I'm not doing that. That's fucking stupid. No. Super double triple pass, buddy. Hell no. I'm not doing that because that's dumb. And it is dumb. I don't know why anybody does any of that stuff. They should have their head examined because it's stupid. You can just say no. Don't go to college and spend all that money. Like at this point in time, I don't know why everybody isn't just pretending they're Hispanic or something. Like you
what
could
rating
do
did you
that.
What rating did
That'd
you
be
give
way
this, Kelly?
better.
I gave it 3.5.
You work in a field. That's like working construction. It's so much more satisfying.
I don't like physical labor. I told
I'll
you
give
that.
it a 2.5.
And I gave this 5 stars. I could watch this fucking movie anytime it comes on. Yeah, I could watch it again right now and still be entertained by it. It's, I don't know. It is a little bit like watching This Is My Life, This Is Your Life kind of bullshit, but you know,
Oh yeah.
it's it's still I like it a lot. Next week is Star Wars week, so we got our last numbered movie, Star Wars: The Rise of the Skywalker, Episode 9, everybody's favorite. So that'll be our last numbered one for our Star Wars weeks. And yeah, that's gonna be it though. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check us out next week, Sunday, 7:00 p.m. Pacific time over on youtube.com/Heroic Adventure Productions. Next Tuesday, Wednesday, for what is it? Tuesday, Wednesday, 6:00 p.m. Pacific time over
You lost
at
the train of thought.
twitch.tv/TurgatorPlays and youtube.com/TurgatorPlays. Next week is Star Wars week, right? Yeah, it is. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Just
Yeah.
making sure. All right. I was like, is it that? Yeah, it's already come up.
Yeah, and I
okay.
got to
Yeah,
a
so a week from
fucking-
today, right? Is
Yeah.
May the
Yeah, May the
nope,
May the
that's
5th.
Saturday.
So
That was
yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I got to a impossible odds point in my Star Wars game. So can't get past it.
What game?
Old Republic.
Gold Republic?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
What
we'll be
the hell?
we should be
Oh,
playing
shit.
that I think next week.
Actually, that's probably what I gotta do.
Excuse me.
Oh yeah, I mean, if
I have
you
to
want
go to work tomorrow.
Oh,
yeah.
that sucks.
I feel like if you want to
No, it
go,
won't be that bad. I'm kind of
make
looking
a
forward
Sith
to it.
character, you know, and you can level up a little bit there. Once you get to Tatooine, let me know, and you can help me finish that shit.
All right. So that's gonna be it, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next week. Have a good night, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.
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 Oh.